Have you ever found out what your name actually means? My name, Barry, means spearman, as in somebody that carries a spear with them into battle. I'm not sure whether that really identifies who I am or not. Probably in our culture, less than any other culture, your name doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. But historically, names have always meant something. People were given names by their parents normally because of the kind of person that they wanted that child to turn into. I suppose what we do now is we do that with nicknames. So I know somebody who's called Tall Ian because, funny enough, he's very tall, and I often get referred to as Big Man because of my size. But often our nicknames are more about the personality of somebody than the way they look. Perhaps about something they've done or something they haven't done. When we read the Bible, names in the Bible are really important. Often names get changed by God to mean different things. And we see in this week's passage that Jesus is talking about who other people call him and asking the disciples, who do people say I am? And then Peter says, you're the Messiah, the chosen one, the Son of God, the one who has come to save us. Not because of anything other than what he's seen Jesus do. And Jesus does it back to Peter as well. If you read the Bible, you'll see that Peter's real name is actually Simon. And Jesus calls him Peter. That doesn't mean anything to us apart from the fact that Jesus changes his name. But when you actually understand what's going on here, Jesus is actually, in some ways, winding Peter up. Because the name for Peter in Greek is the word Petros, which is best translated as pebble. I think he's taking the mickey out of Peter a little bit. I think he calls him Pebble, like you're just a small little stone. At the moment, quite insignificant. But you are going to become a rock, and on you the church will be built. Now, if you understand church history, you'll find out that Peter was the guy who became the head of the church. He was the first pope, effectively. That genuinely what we know and understand of church now all stems from this one guy who spent time with Jesus, who Jesus changed the name of from being Simon to being Peter, the rock on which to build his church. And yeah, of course it's a joke, isn't it? All the other disciples would have been winding him up constantly, calling him Pebble. Imagine if you had a friend and their nickname was Pebble. What that would say about them. And yet in his heart, Peter knows that he's really a rock and not a pebble. The important thing to remember throughout all of this is that we're called by name to him. God knows each and every one of us completely and totally individually. We are part of his family. We are people who are identified by him to be part of what he is doing in the world around us.